There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors, doing new things, because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. We're always exploring and experimenting.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the ImagineEars Disney podcast. I am your host, Matt, and I am joined, as always, by my good friend and co-host, Susie. Susie, it's been a while, I feel like.
It has, and can I be weird for a second? What's going on here? This looks different.
No, I think it's just...
Maybe it's the angle I'm at.
It's
looking handlebar-esque for a minute.
No, it's not. It's just,
okay.
I think it's just curling. I took a nap. Maybe it pushed
good
up
for you.
On the
Listen,
there.
I don't know what had happened in the last couple of weeks if you had like some kind of like a style change.
No.
Like the new Matt. Okay.
Although the past couple of weeks have been fairly busy.
Mm-hmm.
Fairly busy. Gosh, like I've only been in town for like 2 days out of those 2 weeks. So
that is insane. And part of that was a birthday trip. How was it?
It was amazing. You were missed, of course.
Thank you.
It would have been fine. It would have been fine.
I'm sure.
It wasn't that scary. So all right. So birthday celebration started on Thursday, my actual birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Did Halloween Horror Nights with some friends. Had a great time. It rained and rained and rained.
Mm-hmm.
So it poured from like 6 to 8 p.m. So we missed the first couple of hours. Didn't want to go out in that. But because we had Express Pass, we managed to hit every single house from 8 o'clock until 2 a.m.
Good for you.
Yeah.
2 a.m.
2 a.m.
Oof. Okay. It's past my bedtime.
Yeah. Then we got up the next day and did a couple of rides in the park in Universal. We did Hagrid's.
Love Hagrid's.
And then we ate some lunch. And then we did Velocicoaster.
Okay.
Yep. Rode the back for the first time.
I was going to say, first of all, everyone, I'm so sorry for this piece of hair. Give me a second. I remember you tweeting about the back of the roller coaster. What's so different about being on the back?
All right. So they call it the whip. So
Oh Lord.
here's the science behind it. Like, it is scientifically proven to be the best, most thrilling way to experience that ride in a lot of rides, but
Yes.
especially this one. So towards like the middle back half of the actual ride experience on Velocicoaster, there is a second launch. So you were launched twice in that ride, once at the beginning and then once here. That
Mhm.
second launch is to give you that burst of speed that sends you vertical over the hill that they have. If you've been to Universal, like, you see it from across the way.
Mhm.
So you go over that hill, and obviously, as you're climbing vertically, you lose a little bit of momentum, right? Um, so that first car starts going over,
Mhm.
and as it's going over, it starts to pick up speed,
Right.
and the second and the third, fourth. By the time by the time it reaches the back car, when you were going over, you are already accelerating. So you get this burst of acceleration, and then
Plus.
an immediate, like,
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Matt. Good for you. Glad
so
you had fun. Um, I would have, if I would have been able to go, I had some stuff that weekend, but I would have been holding everyone's bags and cheering you on.
yeah. But then Friday we did the Halloween party over at Magic Kingdom.
More my speed.
Yeah, also rained.
Mm.
It rained the entire time from, I mean, it rained probably from 4-ish, so 4 or something, up until around 11 p.m. So it wasn't like a downpour. It was just kind of like a steady rain throughout. Like, it wasn't,
Yeah.
it was just wet. And
But you
because
guys
so wet,
looked good.
we did. I think we did. So we did the party. It rained until 11. So because of the rain, a lot of the stuff was a lot of the features of the party were just kind of like put on hold. So
Right.
they didn't do the parade until after 11, so they didn't even announce it. It just happened. So it didn't
Oh.
happen at a scheduled time. So as soon as they had the all clear for the weather
Yeah.
to do the parade, they did the whole thing.
Did you get to see it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yep. So
Best part of that party.
yeah, and because of the castle stage being wet, the villain spectacular was shortened to basically just the finale.
Okay.
So the Sanderson sisters and all the villains were out there, and then they did the last number of the full show. So you got a piece of that show. They did fireworks, so we did see that. Didn't actually do any of the character meets, so I'm not sure how they had that organized. I'm not
Mm.
sure who was out. Obviously, the inside character meets were fine, but anything outside, I think, may have been kind of put off. But we had a good time. It was great. We had some of the snacks. The food for the party was really good. I had, what did we do? So they had a buffalo chicken, like, empanada. That was
Okay.
good over
All
in
right.
Frontierland. Then they had a chorizo tater tots dish that was good. And then I tried the candy corn ice cream.
And
I really enjoyed it. So,
oh, I love candy corn.
well, let me preface this by, it did not taste like candy corn. So it was vanilla soft serve and sweet corn flavored soft serve. So it tasted like corn pops. It was great.
I mean, that's good too, but like it's not candy corn. By the way, Karina commented about the Disneyland party, the Halloween party they do with all the
Oh,
villains and stuff.
yeah.
Holy crap, that is so cool. Yes, the Ernesto de la Cruz costume for Coco with the he looks amazing. I feel like, huh? Oh,
My child has come into the room.
yeah,
As per
I love when this
usual.
happens.
Okay, all right.
Yay.
Come here.
ABK! Oh my gosh.
This is for Graham.
Yep, that's for Graham.
Well, I need that for me because I wanted to sleep in that one, but
Well, no, you're gonna sleep in your bed tonight.
And Graham is gonna sleep with me too.
Come here. Say hello. All right, say bye.
Bye.
I'll be out in a little bit, okay? Hey, Evie.
Yes.
Door. Thank you. Oh boy.
Anyway, Disneyland, I feel like always gets the cooler stuff. But, nothing's
yes.
cooler than your child interrupting our show. I love when she comes in.
Oogie
She's a
Boogie
joy.
Bash. Oogie Boogie Bash is 100% the better Halloween event from the two coasts. So
Yeah.
anyway.
Well, I'm glad you had a good weekend. Made it work with the rain and still enjoyed yourself. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, we had a great time. Oh, and I splurged on myself. I said
Yes, you
I sent
did.
you.
Yes, you did.
So, guys, you have no idea. I almost screamed. So, as you know, I am like a Country Bear Jamboree super fan. Just I have a long history with the Bears. They were like my first memory from going to Disney World. I remember the Bears. Big Al has in the past given me a churro because I had a Big Al shirt on. Yeah, we go way back. The 50th anniversary day was one of the greatest Country Bear Jamboree shows of all time.
Yes, it was.
Adam's birthday party was maybe the greatest Country Bear Jamboree experience ever anywhere.
That's so cool.
Anyway, so there are some artists, Kevin and Jody, that they released a limited edition Big Al like figurine statue. They also did one for Henry. And they like immediately sold out, but I really wanted the Big Al one. So they sold out. I thought they were gone forever. And I was in Magic Kingdom on my birthday. And I was with some people from our agency, from Travel Nation. And our agency owner is a big art guy. Like he likes Disney art. So we go into the store over in Fantasyland. So the one right next to Gaston's Tavern. And lo and behold, on the shelf is the Big Al statue. And I knew like this was it. I had to get it. So I did. And I have it right here.
It's fake.
So it was fake. So here it is. I mean, come on.
He's a cutie.
There we go. So it has I forgot the little bear's name. Anyway. There it is. So that will live on my shelf forever and ever and ever. Till the end of time. But it was a great trip.
Very nice. Very good.
I was out of town this past week. I was down in the Bahamas checking out Sandals Emerald Bay. So as you all know, we are all travel agents. And occasionally I will be able to go check out some other resorts. So this is my first time over at Sandals Emerald Bay. For Florida people, a pretty quick jump over. I left out of Orlando. My flight was Orlando to Miami, Miami to Exuma, Georgetown. So like very, very small airport, like very, like they can take one plane at a time. So, but yeah, it was great. Check out my social media. Like we played golf. There's there's a golf course on the resort that's right on the coast. So super, super cool golfing there. And of course, sandals, wedding destinations, and all that fun stuff. So go ahead and plug this. We are a travel agent, so we will be more than happy to help you with your trip, whether it's Disney or anywhere. If you want to go to Sandals, we can help you do that. So email us. Our email is ImagineEarsPodcast@gmail.com. Let us know your desired travel dates, where you would like to go, and we will be happy to get you a no obligation quote. No charge at all. Travel agent services are free.
Yep.
Yep.
So in the meantime, though, some big stuff has happened that we haven't been able to give our 2 cents about, and I think it's pretty good 2 cents. And that's recapping D23, which was the 9th, 10th, and 11th of September. So it's been a couple weeks, so this info has, had time to digest it. And then literally like maybe an hour and a half ago, some other big Marvel movie news literally dropped.
I missed that.
You may want to check Ryan Reynolds' Instagram.
Oh, are they doing Deadpool 3?
Uh-huh.
Oh boy.
And a special cameo is in the video. I'll just say it's like a 2-minute video.
I'll have to go check it out. I'll have to go check it out.
Do you want me to tell you?
No. Don't tell me.
Oh, okay. Then I haven't seen any comments so far with it, but yeah, just a lot of
Don't comment. Don't tell me.
News, a lot of a lot of Disney Plus stuff coming and parks updates. So, it's still worth talking about. We definitely want to cover that and let you guys know everything going on.
How about that Disney Plus day? Ooh. Synergy. The synergy machine was firing on all cylinders.
So, whatever. But, I mean, Disney is offering some pretty cool deals for Disney
I will
Plus
say that,
subscribers
yes.
for travel. And to be honest, I'm surprised some of these offers are still available. I found Fort Wilderness Cabin, Disney Plus subscriber 20% off rooms available for December.
For December.
Yes. So these offers and the cruise line is doing something really big too. That's probably the biggest one out of all the specials.
Like maybe 100% the biggest thing. Never seen Disney Cruise Line ever do this. So if, it doesn't really benefit couples that much, but if you are a family and you have a kid or two, it can, it's the biggest Disney Cruise Line discount I've ever seen them release.
Yeah.
So,
have they ever done basically it's BOGO.
Yeah. The first 2 guests, so basically the parents, are full price, and then the 3rd and 4th guest sale free.
It's crazy.
So insane. So if you guys want to take advantage of that, please email us. We'll be happy to get you some quotes. They are for very specific sailings from January through April. Of next year.
And I believe there's still availability out of Galveston and Miami last time I looked. So I think Port Canaveral got a lot of people jumping on that. But again, things are still available. So reach out to us. A lot going on with for Disney Plus subscribers.
Yeah, there wasn't. It excluded the Wish, so that's probably why there's not a lot of Port Canaveral. But the Fantasy, they did have a few. But yeah, Port Canaveral, a couple options for Port Canaveral, but mostly Miami, Galveston, and New Orleans. So
New Orleans.
Yeah, Disney Plus Day. I haven't watched Pinocchio yet.
Here's the thing. I watched the first maybe 45 minutes. I was not. Is that ABK?
Yes, it is. Hang on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
What, baby?
I need help moving the mattress so I can lay the bed on so we don't have to move bed over there.
Okay. Hey, so give me a few minutes, and then when I'm done, I'm going to come help you, okay?
Well, I'm going to take the left and you take the right.
Oh, okay. I have no idea what's going on.
So
She
you
wants
take
to
the
move her
left and
bed.
I'll take the right.
Yeah, she wants to move her bed.
And 8:21 on a Tuesday night is
Well,
when
so we
she
have
just-
we have a special guest in our house. Graham is here to stay for a
Oh,
few days.
okay.
So
Jeez,
Becca's
that's
Becca's
just-
birthday is Friday, so she's
That's
in town to visit, so.
right. Anyway, so Pinocchio, I was not at my house watching Pinocchio and I had to leave. I had something else I had to get to. But they continued watching, and the feedback was at the end, they do something really stupid. They kind of changed the ending to Pinocchio.
Oh,
Pinocchio.
what, he doesn't become a real boy?
Do you want me to answer that?
Sure, because I don't care that much.
So I went and I watched like the last like minute of the actual movie.
Spoiler alert!
And
Spoiler alert!
spoiler alert. And it's basically implied that like you see him as a puppet, and then it's like, who can say if he became a real boy? And we're like, you, Jiminy Cricket, you're the narrator. Why don't you tell us? So that makes no sense. So really glad that we could all enjoy a.
Why
kind
do we
of
have to
ruined
mess with
Disney-
things?
Why do we have to keep making these live action movies? And I know that's a big deal out of D23 is the live action remakes. But I'm kind of over it.
Do you want to talk about The Little Mermaid real quick?
Sure.
Look, my problem is not with her. I think.
I couldn't care less who the actress is.
I don't care who the actress is. I think visually it looks amazing. I'm all for it. If they want to remake it, that's fine. Do not mess with the music. Do not mess with the music. I'm sorry. I just, adding like riffs and stuff on
But they've done that every time they've done one of these movies. They have always changed the music, and if they change Beauty and the Beast, they're definitely going to be doing it to Little Mermaid. My beef is I just don't care anymore. I really don't. Peter Pan and Wendy, couldn't care less. There's like 3 live action Peter Pan movies already. They aren't Disney, but like, do we need to add to that list? No.
It has become abundantly clear that the live action studio for Disney have just lost all sense of imagination. They have no new ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, when we look at this list of some of these movies and shows, I mean, we are not going through this whole list, but I decided to write them all down for reasons I can't explain. I mean, most of them are sequels.
Well, I'll tell you
from a
this.
series, and
I
that's fine, but
I was so mad at the parks panel, I just didn't pay attention to like anything else. So,
well, let you want to finish talking about movies and Disney Plus, and
Yeah,
then we
let's
can
do it.
spend
Yeah.
some time on the parks. Yeah. All right. So some highlights for me, just overall, I think Disenchanted, and I know we just like crapped on the idea of sequels, but Disenchanted looks cute. I like the idea that like she is now like the wicked stepmother. I think that's cute, but I also really like Enchanted. So, what else? What else stood out to you?
I mean, not a whole lot.
Anything from Marvel or Lucasfilm?
Oh, I mean, Andor looks incredible.
I haven't
So
watched yet.
I haven't
I've
watched
just been
it. I
so
need to.
busy.
Same. I'm really excited about that. I'm excited about the Acolyte. I want to see
Mhm.
what that's going to be about. Marvel. Gosh, like there's a lot coming up.
I know
Black
it's
Panther.
exhausting. Well, yes, that I'm very excited about.
Thunderbolts, I think is going to be interesting as well.
Hmm.
How about you? What are you excited about?
For Marvel, I am excited. I am excited about Wakanda Forever. I think everyone is. I saw today that that's going to be a 2 hour and 40 something minute movie.
Oh, wow.
The longest Marvel movie behind Endgame.
Mm.
So prepare as you will for that. But they have to give a lot of time for honoring T'Challa and explaining his death and everything there.
Yep.
But in terms of like Disney Plus specific things, I will be honest. It's a lot. There's just a lot going on. I think Secret Invasion, I think that trailer looked the most interesting to me, just to be honest. Everything else, I'm kind of like, I got to kind of hype myself up a little bit for. I'm interested to see how Loki season 2 ties back into everything, because that's the only time that we've started, that's featured Kang, and obviously Kang is going to be the new big bad villain, and we've got to kind of get going with whatever that plot's going to be. And then the other Marvel thing that interested me, and it's still like 2 years out, but the new Captain America movie. But I like those characters, and I just love seeing them all back to, well, not all, not Steve, but Sam and Bucky and that whole crew. So
for sure. So
that's what I got.
Yeah, I we'll talk about we talked about those a little bit. Just kind of save the bulk of our time tonight talking about parks, because that's what we usually talk about
right
on the show. So yeah, I Disney Plus is the cash cow right now. So they're making money off that. So they're creating new content. And for the most part, I think that the content for Disney Plus has been pretty solid. So yeah, looking forward to what they have coming out here soon. So okay. Well, do you want to get into the parks?
Yeah, I think everyone, just the other thing is, I mean, a lot coming for Star Wars too. Mandalorian season 3 trailer looked awesome. Ooh. But yeah, I think also I just want to say a Lucasfilm related highlight from all of that for me was Harrison Ford getting choked up on stage talking about this new Indiana Jones movie, which I am very leery of, but okay. And then the photo that went around with him, and for the life of me, I cannot remember, but the actor who played Short Round had a little reunion. And if you guys haven't seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, like, please see that as soon as possible, because Short Round's in it, and he's just the most precious human ever. So that was cool. And I think that's the best part of D23 in general to me, is like the Disney family and everyone getting to interact there. But
it's crazy that they haven't like interacted with each other since then.
Well, I don't think he's acted for a long time. I think he took a break for a while. Not Harrison Ford, Short Round. Yeah, yes. He does not take a break. But again, just to reiterate, there's a lot. This is all except this top section. This is my park notes. This is all the content that they've got coming. So it's a lot.
Quite a bit. And I'm sure we'll have more episodes in the future kind of diving into some of those topics, especially as they get closer to the release date and post-release date when we actually review them. So good times.
Yeah, but yeah, we really want to focus on the parks, because this is some stuff.
Yeah, and I think we'll primarily focus on the domestic parks. International parks are getting a whole lot of attention.
Yes,
but again,
oh my Lord,
we don't want to be here for 3 more hours. So I think we're primarily going to focus on Disney World and Disneyland, because one had a lot and the other one didn't. And I don't know how I feel about that. So, angry is how I feel. No.
Well, tell us why. Tell, let the people know. Let it out, Matt.
I don't know. I was just disappointed in the Disney World side of the presentation and the lack of really anything.
Yeah.
So.
What frustrated me most, and you guys know I love Dinoland USA. I know it was cheesy, and I know it was what it was, and that's why I loved it. I'm fine with it being gone if it's making way for something else, but I thought that whole announcement was just, I'll be honest, that was stupid. They
Okay,
did not
so
say what it definitely is going to be. They are floating ideas, and one of those ideas straight up makes no sense. Makes no
okay,
sense.
that whole end of the presentation was a load of crap. I'm just going to
Yes,
get
it
that out there
was.
right now. Listen, um, they call it blue sky. No, we don't have anything to present, so we're just going to dream up things and talk about them as, oh, well, maybe in the future.
And when have they
Again,
done that before? They are always so precise with their announcements and their timing and the process in which Disney does things, to just be like, what if we did this? And then walk off the stage like,
it's like, here you
what?
go, guys. Like,
I did
it,
not like
it
that.
was one of the most ridiculous. I'm like, okay, clearly they're just filling time. Let's, for those of you who are, you have no idea what we're talking about, this was towards the end of the presentation. In fact, they kind of hopped around a little bit. Um, like they gave some Disney World stuff, and then they went to Disneyland. I'm like, that's it. That's all we got. And then they kind of ended with this. So it was, again, these are all just very blue sky concepts. They presented concept art. That concept art, I guarantee you, was made the week of the of D23.
I swear these people don't know their own calendar, because it feels like the last couple things they've done, the 50th celebration, was all just kind of like rushed and put together. But like, you're the one who set the date for this expo.
Yeah.
Why were you not ready?
Yeah. So the ideas floated out were, as you mentioned, a complete retheme of Dinoland USA to include Moana and Zootopia. Kind of a dual idea there. The Zootopia was kind of vague in the concept art. The Moana concept art looked like Splash Mountain, like a Moana. It looked like a log
Really
flume.
did.
So,
Yeah.
and then for Magic Kingdom, although it does intrigue me, again, we'll see.
They're just talking out of their behinds.
So there is space. There is space behind Big Thunder Mountain that if they developed it, they could potentially create a new land or two. Essentially, that would go from Big Thunder Mountain all the way around Tom Sawyer Island to Haunted Mansion. That's kind of the area that we're talking about. So around Rivers of America. And the ideas that were thrown out there were Coco, Encanto, and a villains area. How those go together, I don't know.
How those I mean, villains, I can kind of see that stretched into making sense for Magic Kingdom. Coco is featured heavily in, if you want to do something Coco, you have a boat ride in Mexico that is in desperate need of some TLC. That's where Coco needs to go.
This is just my opinion. I don't know if they could create a Coco overlay of that attraction, of that ride, and do Coco justice. Does that make sense? I would think it would be more disappointing than, yeah. So that's my only concern.
I just don't feel like it makes sense in Magic Kingdom. I don't know, but I just don't know. And the fact that they just start saying these things is very weird to me. I just want to give like a final thought real quick on the Animal Kingdom situation. We've
Mhm.
talked about Zootopia. It'd be cool to have like the train going out to Rafiki, like, you know, that kind of thing that you similar to like the Hogwarts Express where you're in something and it looks all around you. You had that idea a while back, and it'd be like pretending like you're in the train like Judy was, and you see all around you the different environments and like that's really cute. But Karina commented, and she's right. Joe Rohde has stated that Zootopia shouldn't be an Animal Kingdom. And his reason for this is because Animal Kingdom is about how humans, or it's more about like the natural world and animal problems in the human world, whereas Zootopia is human problems in an animal world.
Yeah.
And so, like, I could understand Zootopia having like a little section, but an entire land when the brain behind that theme park has specifically said this makes no sense here. It's kind of a slap in the face. And I've repeatedly said how much I love Moana, but I don't know what Moana has to do with Animal
With
Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom.
There's two
Yeah.
animals, and one of them, the only thing it does is bop its head on stuff the entire movie. Does not
Yeah.
make sense for Animal Kingdom.
They had, in my thoughts on this is, I have no problems with the IPs that they selected for the presentation. They were just in weird spots. So let's just briefly talk about Animal Kingdom. Hear me out. I know we've talked about this before. So we have Africa represented in Animal Kingdom. We have Asia represented in Animal Kingdom. Why not do a South America section, include Encanto,
Yeah.
include Up, and work off those properties that take place on that continent?
Yeah. And South America has no presence at Epcot either in World Showcase. So it'd be nice to have those flavors and those cultures, you know, fully represented somewhere like so many other corners of the world are. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's all just weird. It's like they literally played Mad Libs and they were like, insert section here, insert IP here, and they just said things.
Even better idea. You ready?
Oh yeah.
Completely remove It's Tough to Be a Bug.
Nope. I'm out.
Completely remove it. No one cares about that anymore. I love Bug's Life. I hate It's Tough to Be a Bug. But utilize the tree. Use what's the kid's name in Encanto?
Antonio.
Antonio. Make that Antonio's room and do a whole Encanto show in there. Come on. Make it the level of Festival of the Lion King and Finding Nemo. So yeah. That would, I think that's a better place for that franchise.
Yeah.
Going back, actually we have a question. Jonathan asks, what does Pandora have to do with Animal Kingdom? Okay, so
great question, actually.
we're going to backtrack just a little bit. So, in fact, if you still go to Animal Kingdom today, the logo for Animal Kingdom includes the dragon. The dragon is in the logo. In the original concept, there was going to be a Beastly Kingdom through budget cuts, and Dinoland got budget cuts too. The excavator didn't happen, but specifically Beastly Kingdom, which was going to be a whole land, was removed from the plans, and it became Camp Mini Mickey. Interestingly enough, when they laid off a bunch of people, those Imagineers went over to Universal, took all of their ideas, and turned it into Lost Continent, and we got Dueling Dragons, which was one of the greatest coasters ever, until it was just fairly recently taken away and replaced by Hagrid's. But that's a story for another day. So I think they kind of took that Beastly Kingdom concept and just switched it over to Avatar. And when you look at the franchises, like the big franchises, Star Wars was already represented and taken. Harry Potter was taken. Jurassic Park taken. So Spielberg, all of his stuff. Lord of the Rings was really the only one, and I heard at one point there was some talks, but Eisner did not want to risk making like 3 movies, so they passed on the Lord of the Rings thing. That would have been
Well, and Tolkien hated Walt Disney. He didn't like that style and not like personally, but like how they did things and the animation and stuff back in the day. He didn't want his I know it wouldn't have been animated, but they were still just like, I don't feel like the family may have been super happy. I don't know, if I saw a check, maybe I'd be happy with it. But you're right. There weren't a lot of other options.
So the only
bring
billion-dollar
in
franchise, the only
at
other
the
billion-dollar
time.
at the time was James Cameron and Avatar. So
And it does fit the conservation theme that is prevalent throughout Animal Kingdom. So it's more of a concept rather than like educational about animals, but it still carries the same values that the rest of the park has. But no, for sure, it's super random.
Yeah,
At the
and
same time.
we're getting Avatar 2 in December.
Yeah, you know what I actually think I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna go see the when they do the rerun of the original Avatar in theaters because I
think it
never
already is in
saw it.
theaters.
Oh, it is. Shoot, I never
I
saw
think
it
it
in
is.
theaters.
I
I
think
saw
so,
it on
yeah.
someone's TV when I was in high school, and I want that like experience. But anyway, Animal Kingdom, yeah,
Apparently, people
a little
disagree with me
identity
on it. It's
crisis.
a tough to be a bug. Come
Yeah, they
on,
do. I'm
that's like the
literally
worst. That's like the worst attraction in that park.
no, it really is. But it's
Well,
still, but it is.
hey,
But it's I still love it.
something had to take the bottom feeder spot for Primeval World. So
Oh, it is in theaters.
yeah, I thought it was.
I'm
Anyway,
gonna go see this.
again, I love A Bug's Life, but you have to think A Bug's Life is almost 25 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not sure that today's generation is into A Bug's Life necessarily. Tell you what they are into Encanto. So Magic Kingdom. So
Magic
Magic Kingdom.
Kingdom.
Moana, I feel like would fit better here, and there just so happens to be an expansion pad in Adventureland. So
But Moana is getting what's it called? Journey of Water, which is opening next year in Epcot. So, like, how many attractions does
that's
she
look,
need? And I like Moana.
look. Journey of Water is a walk-through attraction. It's not
That's
like it's.
fine.
I would be
Whatever.
perfectly fine for a water ride or, again, going way back into the archive of Disney projects that never happened, Fire Mountain for Adventureland. Turn that into a Taka like roller coaster thing. So yeah, I'm all for it. So I'm fine with Moana in Magic Kingdom. I think that's where it belongs, not necessarily in Animal Kingdom. Villains Land, of course. Magic Kingdom. That's the one thing that they say. I'm like, all right, that would fit. But again, these are very blue sky concepts. There's nothing concrete. I mean, we are talking years and years and years. And as we know, about 30% of whatever is announced at D23 doesn't actually happen. So, I mean,
Or like Tron, it takes 4 years to build.
5.
5
5
around
years.
5? Gosh.
It'll be 5 years. So let's villains real quick. Let's just touch on the villains thing. I think it would be great. Give the whole villains land. Butt that up to Haunted Mansion. I think it would be a perfect like transition into kind of
That's a good point.
a different feel. So, yeah, good stuff. Okay, so what were we just talking about? We were like
Tron.
segueing. Tron. Yes. Okay. So we have we do have a semi-concrete, just spring of 2023. So by the
Mhm.
time it does open, it will have been 5 years. I'd like to point out that it took 18 months to
Yeah.
build all of Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
5 years for one ride.
That's
So,
insane.
like when we joked about, what are we going to celebrate on the 100th anniversary of Magic Kingdom, and I said that Tron will finally be opening.
You
We were
weren't
kind of
wrong.
kidding, but not. It's
Yeah.
just taking a long time. So, but they are testing with people. So, I think they're just ironing out the kinks, and I don't know why it would take until spring, but I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know either.
So, Tron spring 2023. Let's talk about nighttime spectaculars.
Yes, I was hoping this would come next. This is probably my favorite thing that came from the parks announcements.
Is it your
Not
favorite
probably,
thing?
it is.
Okay.
It really is. Let's be honest. It is.
So Susie's very excited. Epcot Forever is coming back.
That wasn't the one I was referring to.
Oh, sorry. No,
And this
that wasn't
actually
it.
this actually confuses me.
Can we talk about this real quick?
Yeah, because this one I didn't see come. This one I saw less coming than the other thing. Actually, I thought Harmonious was
I'm very confused.
the thing.
They spent so much money on Harmonious.
Yeah.
And for them to say that Harmonious was intended to only be for the 50th anniversary, I think
That's not true.
No, there's no way.
That's a lie.
That's
Sorry. The barges are they've been working on those barges forever, and the whole thing was this is the new Epcot whatever, because we had Illuminations for so long, then we had the interim Epcot Forever to make way for Harmonious, which is stunning. It really is. At night, the barges are an eyesore during the day, but to
They are.
scrap an entire nighttime show that, you're right, they've spent years and countless amount of dollars on, I just don't understand this. And to put
So
back
I
Epcot Forever.
I am not convinced that they are removing the barges, because they never said they were. They said Harmonious is going away, but that doesn't mean that they couldn't repurpose those set pieces for the 100 years of Disney, which is what is eventually going to be replaced with. So
Sure, but it's just weird to me that Harmonious is so generic. There's so many things you could just add into it. I don't understand why, as a whole show, it has to get scrapped.
yeah, I don't understand.
It's all weird.
Now, Enchantment, on the other hand, can
Mhm.
go bye-bye. Goodbye.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out, because this is the best news that came out of all of D23. Honest to goodness.
And what is that news, Susie?
Enchantment will be leaving us after its 18-month duration as the nighttime show. I almost gave it a description as the current nighttime show at Magic Kingdom, and Happily Ever After will be making a glorious comeback.
Incorrect, Susie.
No, I will hold on to that to just take what I can. I'm taking that. That is my truth. That is what I am interpreting it as.
That is not what the announcement was.
Shh.
Again, wording matters.
I know, and it's weird, but I will take what I can get as long as it makes the nighttime show at your flagship park better.
So they are going to take the theme of Happily Ever After, the song, and bring that back. But
Which was
I think,
half the problem. I'm telling you, that was half the problem of Enchantment. That music was bad.
and it will be a different show. Like, it will not be It will not be happily ever after as it was.
But it will not be enchantment.
It will not be enchantment. It's going to be
That-
happily ever 2.0. So
And that is what I'm so excited about. Because to me, what I'm interpreting that as, we're taking all the things you guys actually liked about Happily Ever After, realizing none of those things are an enchantment, and elevating all the things we did right before. So I'm very excited. To me, I again, my truth is that it's coming back better than ever. This is like, you know, this is good. And they can hide behind, it was never intended to say it was only for the 50th celebration.
okay, sure.
Sure. Sure, Jan.
So yeah, those are the nighttime shows. So Epcot Forever is coming back. When does Harmonious end? Is it the end of March? Is it only running for the 50th? I think it is.
Yes, to make way for something for Epcot's 40th, which is what I
Need to
saw
double
they
check the
said.
dates on those. So
Yeah, but anyway,
yeah.
we'll talk about Disneyland.
Well, let's finish up with Disney World. I mean, you're missing two of the other big pieces that they did announce, if you call them big pieces. And again, they're fine.
Are you talking about the Figment meet and greet?
Yes. Look, I'm very happy about the Figment meet and greet, but I would rather have, the update on the pavilion.
Yeah.
But maybe small steps, baby steps. Also, out of left field, Hatbox Ghost coming to Haunted Mansion. Again, this is fine. Okay, great.
What else you got?
So that's exciting. I know exactly. I'm assuming it's going to go in the exact same place that it is in Disneyland. There is a space for him in the attic, right outside the attic, as you're going outside the attic window into the graveyard. So yeah, that's fun. What else was there? I think brain fog now. It was just so underwhelming that
was the last thing I had.
Oh, well, and then we got some more details on Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So
right.
Yeah. So excited for that. So that's going to be a long.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Kite Tails. Swansea. Yes. Bye. Kite Tails. Sayonara.
Was that even worth mentioning?
Yes. I was so excited for that. The concept art was stunning. The execution.
Yeah.
Wasn't not.
Not so much.
So
I think that, and they haven't announced a closing date for Splash Mountain. I don't think it will be before Tron opens. I don't think they are going to take away a major attraction because they already have enough problems with crowd control in the park. So I think once Tron opens, then they will close Splash and then start it. So don't know that for sure, but that's just
I think that's really good insight, Matt. That makes sense.
So get your rides in quick. I mean, they're letting that thing go. Like, if you've ridden Splash Mountain recently, like half of the animatronics are broken. Like, there's like, forget it.
They did the same thing with the Great Movie ride. They were just like, oh, this is a testament to what the ride has become.
Yeah. And then we move over to Disneyland, where Disneyland gets all of the things. All of the things.
What do they do?
They are getting an update to Toontown, which is going to be good. Just off the top of my head, San Francisco is coming to Disney's California Adventure, which that area was pretty much the last California themed area, I believe, from the original park. So why even call this California Adventure anymore?
I don't know because they don't want to print new merchandise.
True.
I actually have no idea. They don't care about that.
They are getting the extra e-ticket attraction for Adventures Campus, and it's going to revolve around kind of an alternate Marvel universe where King Thanos is ruler. So that'll be fun. Trying to think what else they got.
Yeah, they're getting
Mando
I feel like
and Grogu.
I was about to say the characters that Disneyland, the entire character experience at Disneyland seems to be just miles above what they offer us at Disney World. Why can't we get Mando and Grogu?
I think I know the answer to that, actually.
And it is.
Star Cruiser.
But Star Cruiser already messes up the timelines, even within its own stories.
Not really. Okay, so West Coast does not have Star Cruiser. So essentially, people can get mad and say, we want these things. And they can be like, fine, sure. We'll abandon our idea of where this takes place in the timeline, and we'll give you meet and greets with Boba Fett and Fennec Chan, and now, of course, Mando and Grogu, which looks incredible.
Yeah.
East Coast, because of Star Cruiser and because of the direct tie-in with Galaxy's Edge and Black Spire Outpost and the role that area plays and the characters from that time play in the actual experience itself, unless they rewrote the script and the story for Galaxy for the Halcyon and Star Cruiser. They can't really mess with anything and add those characters in, because Star Cruiser takes place in the between episodes 8 and 9. So you still have Kylo
And
Ren and Rey.
so does all of Galaxy's Edge. I just think it's funny that I know it's a different experience, but Disneyland just disregards canon constantly. And
it's because they can.
And we who get more like international and first time visitors, we don't get any of that kind of stuff because we have this bougie hotel that not enough people are going to. So I really want Mando. I am so upset. I'm jealous.
Swansea says, worst announcement from D23. Disneyland will see most of the 100th celebration festivities. That really irks him. WDW sees way more visits per year. I think probably it's where the company started.
I was about to say there's more of a connection to Walt. I think that has to be the
I get it. It's fine. Karina brings up the Hulk costume tech. That was pretty cool. Let's see. What else is Disneyland getting? What else did you have on your list?
I mean, those were the big things for me, and that the celebration. Just looking through another list to make sure we didn't miss anything really. Yeah, it's. I just love that we get blue sky ideas and they get like
concrete. Like, hey, we're building this.
Literal things happening. Here's the costumes that are already done for these characters. Here's the concept and the exact location that a literal attraction's going, not well, there's an expansion pad, who knows what'll happen.
Yeah, new nighttime shows. Yeah, World of Color, the 2.0. World of, what is it? World of Color 1. I think that's the name of it. So and I'm going to Disneyland next summer. I'm excited to see all these things.
Good for you.
Yeah. Paradise Pier, of course, is getting Pixar Pier themed hotel. Honestly, they should have just bulldozed the entire building and started from scratch. But that's just my opinion. That hotel is garbage. Stay anywhere else, like literally anywhere else. for what you get, money wise, you can stay at a nice, good neighbor hotel that
And
is
walking
just as far
distance.
just as far away as Paradise Pier, and have a better price, like by a lot. Now, Grand Californian and Disneyland Hotel, that's a different story. Those are nice hotels, especially the Grand Californian. So, again, hopefully staying there next summer. And let's see. Trying to think if there was anything else. Nighttime spectaculars we kind of touched on. I think that's it. Mostly. I'm sure we overlooked something for Disneyland.
I'm sure, but there's a lot. There's a lot going on. And when I say there's a lot going on, I also do you feel like there's a lack of synergy and it is a little chaotic right now?
But the synergy machine is firing on all cylinders.
Do you feel like it may be a firing on like 4 cylinders or no cylinders?
I don't know. Oh, we did overlook the cruise line. So Lighthouse Point
Oh, frick, yeah.
is on schedule. So we actually got video from Josh tomorrow on the island itself. So that looks like it's going to be super fun.
Mhm.
I am excited about that. And then the next ship,
Yay, we got a new ship.
Disney Treasure,
Mhm.
Aladdin themed.
Yeah. Treasure is a cute name.
Yeah, so good times. Well, we were running a little late tonight.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah, but
lots
we
to talk
had
about.
we had to catch up. We had to give an update on our
Oh,
lives.
yes,
What's going
Swansea.
on?
Swansea, thank you for mentioning that. The Disney Wonder going to Australia for the first time. So that is also
Down
fun
under.
as well.
That was
So
weird.
it's going to do a trans-Pacific repositioning. So there are cruises available for that. And then once it gets to Australia, it is going to do sailings in Australia and visits ports in Australia and New Zealand. So, yeah, bucket list stuff right there.
Yeah. I know someone who is probably going to Australia next year. And I'm booking their trip. And I'm not talking in third person. It's not me.
Okay. I was like, do you have something to tell me? Interestingly enough, I do as well. I do as well. Next year, my aunt actually texts me before the show. They want to go to the Australian Open in January
Nice.
for tennis. So I need to pull up an itinerary for them.
My client's trip will be for March, and I am trying to look into things because they also want to go over to New Zealand. I'm like, can you get me some Lord of the Rings stuff? I'm trying to push them to book the different tours over there.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Michael said, "Oh man, a rescuer's down under land and Animal Kingdom." Listen,
There's no Australia. Yeah.
I love rescuers down under. I'm not exactly sure how that would go over with the current demographics, unless they did a reboot.
No, kids just need to learn the classics. Because not everything can be Moana and Encanto and Frozen. I'm just saying.
Elena said no Norway cruises. Yeah. No Norway cruises, I don't think. Unless they do something in the summer. Because usually they do something in Northern Europe in the summertime. They usually have a couple of itineraries. So when they do all these repositioning of the ships. So I actually had some people booked on the Northern Europe cruise for last year, but it got all canceled because of it had a port in St. Petersburg, so that was canceled. But you never know. Norway does have options, and I actually sent some clients to Norway on the Norwegian Prima.
Ooh.
The new ship for Norwegian just a couple weeks ago. It was out in Europe, and it's actually making its way to the East Coast here in a few weeks. Going to go on the inaugural of that over here, so that'll be fun. So we do a lot of things, guys.
And when he
Lots of
says
travel.
we book a lot of travel, Matt does a lot of travel. Matt's all over the place, so definitely come to us because he's got the experience to let you guys know what's what.
Yeah, we get. I'm using good use of my global entry for sure. So, for sure. Looking over these last couple of questions before we close this out. How has Bambi never had a presence? I mean,
Kilimanjaro, Bambi's mom's death story.
that
Nice.
wimpy deer.
I thought you said Bambi. Nice.
A great
Nice Sandlot
Bambi.
reference.
Yes. I don't know. I don't think that's would be super popular, but that's just me. Let's put it in Animal Kingdom. Here's the Bambi themed animal exhibit. I don't know. Are we able to book DVC trips? So that's a loaded question. We cannot book if you are trying to rent points, we cannot do that. There are other providers that work with that, DVC rentals, things like that. For DVC properties, though, whatever isn't taken up does go out onto general inventory on Disney, and we can book those. So if it makes it out to general, we can book it. So occasionally, we'll see like a studio or a 1-bedroom over at Old Key West pop up online, or even Bay Lake. Sometimes Polynesian will come up. So there are options every once in a while that will become available for us to do. We can do those. But if you are a DVC member and you are booking your personal points, we cannot handle those. And if you were trying to do a rental of points, we can't do that either. But
we can help with like tickets or special events.
Yes.
Like the Halloween party and things.
So if you're looking at just staying at a DVC property, we can do that if there is inventory available to us. Hope that answers the question.
Send us an email.
Happy to help.
Specifics.
And Dusty, hope you had a wonderful trip. It was great planning that for you. And thank you for sending us the other referral. I actually talked to her this evening, and we'll be planning out her trip here for the next couple of days. So, what? Very good. All right. Well,
Lord have mercy.
We went a little long tonight, but we haven't had a show in quite a while. So,
and we also have to say though, before we sign off, Disney World will be closed Thursday and Friday.
Tomorrow and Thursday.
Universal
tomorrow and
Thursday. But basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you are listening in South or Central Florida, especially the Tampa area, thinking, praying about you guys, stay safe. First storm of the season. So, we may get some rain up in Jacksonville, but, we'll be okay up here. But you guys follow all local advisories and things.
In fact, right after we started the show, I got an email from Universal. Yes. Our theme park, City Walk, and Halloween Horror Nights will be closed Wednesday, September 28th and Thursday, September 29th. Okay. We anticipate normal operating hours on Friday, September 30th, conditions permitting. Same thing with Disney. So they have shut down some of the resorts for the people who are there. The campground is closing.
Yes.
Basically, it was resorts that have
walls,
water issues.
There's that too.
So the campground was closed. Polynesian, I think, was closing too. So there were a handful of resorts, but if you're there and you have an emergency, even if we didn't book with you, we'd happy to give you at least some advice on what to do next. But the good people at Disney are going to take care of you.
Mhm.
And you guys stay safe if you are in the parks or around the resorts. And if you are a listener and you are in Florida like us, but especially South Florida, hopefully you have evacuated. And if you haven't been able to evacuate, take all necessary precautions to stay safe.
Or as we like to say in these hurricane states, hunker down.
Yeah.
That's
Just
what
the
they always
bungalows
say.
at Poly. Just the bungalows at Poly. I saw Polynesian was on the list, so I figured that's probably what it was.
Michael, Peppa Pig World still open. No one cares. Well, you know what? Peppa can have a great time in the hurricane.
Yes, indeed. Okay, well, that's going to do it for us tonight. If you are not a subscriber to the podcast, you can find us by searching for the ImagineEars Disney podcast on your favorite podcast platform, whether that be Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, or Spotify. Just search for us and leave us a review. Tell us what you love about the show. And we'll be back next week. Hopefully. Yes. Believe so.
Yeah.
With another episode. This is episode 195. So
Holy crap. We gotta get to planning.
We have to we gotta plan for 200 here soon. So crazy times. So we appreciate you guys, and we will see you next week. Until then, friends, remember, if you can dream it, you can do it.
There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors, doing new things, because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. We're always exploring and experimenting.